Welcome to the Marpo Fitness Magrack assembly instructions. Let's begin. Please remove all components from the box. Step 1. Use the foam blocks to help prop the single beam as you slide the beam through the carriage. Be sure that the Marpo logos are facing up and not down. Align the bottom single beam holes to the mechanism tower. Hand start with the four 3-inch bolts. Step 2. Now with two people, lift the top assembly and slide it over the bottom mechanism tower. Step 3. Hand start the four 1-inch hex head bolts to the top assembly, 2 on each side of the beam. Step 4. Now hand start the four 3-inch bolts to the top of the beam through the threaded holes. Step 5. Once all bolts are in, tighten the top and bottom assembly bolts to the single beam. Step 6. You can now remove the foam blocks from underneath the single beam. Step 7. Insert the stopper bolts with the bushing to the top and bottom hole of the single beam and tighten all the way. Step 8. Now slide the carriage to the top of the single beam. Step 9. Remove the center bolt through the pulley and remove the pulley. Take the top cable and loop it through the pulley, and insert the bolt back through and secure. Step 10. Remove the acorn nut from top bolt. Tighten inside cable bolt through the threaded hole on the top of the carriage. Tighten until cable is tensioned. Step 11. Then, repeat the same process for the outside cable bolt going through the lower threaded hole of the carriage. Once you feel the cables are tensioned, note it should fling back like a bungee, you may tighten the nuts against the carriage to secure the cables in place. Now you may insert the acorn nuts back into the bolts. Step 12. Cable should fling back when you pull on it. Step 13. Now that the cables are tensioned, you may cut the zip ties. Be careful not to cut the cable while doing so. Step 14. With two people, lift the unit onto its spine. Step 15. Take two extension legs with leveling feet, install to the bottom mechanism tower holes on the back spine. This should be done with two people to help align the bolts through the holes. Then secure all four 4.5-inch bolts all the way. Step 16. You may now tighten the four 1-inch hex bolts on the top assembly. Step 17. Slide the carriage to the middle to make it easier for the lead weight shield install. Step 18. Take one lead weight shield and line it up at the bottom and hand tightened with provided black screws and nuts. Take the other shield and do the same on top. Secure all 16 holes with screws and nuts. Step 19. Once all shield screws are secured, tighten the 2 bolts on the top lead shield bracket. Step 20. Slide carriage back to the top and make sure the resistance lever is at the highest setting so the carriage does not slide down when lifting the unit. With 2 people, lift the unit up so that it is sitting on the extension legs. Step 21. Now install the back leg extension to the back spine of the unit and secure with 1-inch bolts. Step 22. Now install the gusset to the back of the machine. Secure with hand tighten 3 1-inch hex head bolts first, then hand tighten 2 3-inch bolts to each side of the gusset onto the extension legs. Once everything is in place, secure tightly. Step 23. Install front extension legs with a step-on plate with 1-inch bolts. You may need to adjust these 2 nuts between the step-on plate and leg extension to sit the step-on plate flush to your floor. Step 24. You may now put the handles into the handle storage compartment following this orientation. Congratulations! You have now completed your Marpo Fitness mag rack assembly. Please move machine into final position and it is ready for use.